What if the only thing stopping you from becoming a successful investor and growing your assets is actually the story you keep telling yourself?
A lot of people don't think they're good enough. They don't deserve it, or whatever it might be, and they have this voice. The foundation is definitely the story you tell yourself. Your default, your being safe, is the majority of the challenge, really. I think it comes down to, are you where you want to be? No. Okay, where do you want to go? Is the strategy you're currently using taking you there? If the answer is no, you've got to be... So if you tell yourself, I don't have time, well, then you're gonna stay there, aren't you? I tell everyone this, if you want to become a millionaire, you just gotta...
I get messages all the time asking me how I went from $100,000 in bad debt to a $13 million portfolio. By watching this show every week, I will share exactly how I did it, how I achieved it, and the lessons that I've learned along the way. So do me a favor and please subscribe to our channel. It's simple, it's free, and it helps keep the show going for you. This is where you eat and we talk about changing the way that you think about money with insights from successful investors, entrepreneurs, and everyday people taking control of their financial futures. So double check that you're subscribed, and thank you for being part of this journey. Welcome everybody to the Lunchtime Investor Show. We are going to be talking about something amazing, and with us in the studio today we have the one and only Dennis Sahlström.
Thank you, great to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure and great. Okay, and remember what this is all about. You, because it's the Lunchtime Investor Show, you do the eating and we do the just watching the food there. We do the talking. So we're going to be talking about the real reason that you are not successful.
You promised I could eat.
No, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can. I mean, you can. It's a prop, but it's real.
Yeah.
The real reason you're not successful. Or is it the real reason you're not successful in general? And it's not what you think.
We will find out.
What do you think of that statement? It's not what
It's
you
a great
think.
question. I think the statement refers to, most people think it's a strategy. I need to learn a new strategy, whatever that might be, instead of actually the way you think, maybe.
Well, that's what I was saying. Because the title of it is the reason you're not successful, it's not what you think.
No, but it is.
But
what
it's
you think.
exactly what you think. So the title's wrong. It
Yeah.
is exactly what you think. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether I need to introduce you. You're a head trainer here at Investment Mastery, although you live in Sweden. It would be great if you lived here, Dennis.
Yeah.
We would have opened the fund by now.
Yeah. I have to convince my cats.
Oh, you have two new
It's,
cats. You got two new cats. Yeah, they are cute though. They are very, very cute. And would you say you're an expert on psychology? Would you say by now? You've been doing this a long time?
I mean, define expert, right? I would say I've been working on it for many years, since 2016, even earlier. But I've been working on mindset for a very long time.
So when you're working on your mindset, you're an
Yeah.
expert at that. But what about helping other people?
Yeah, that as well, I would say. I learned a lot. I mean, from you and your partner Madrika here as well. I've learned a lot from the two of you, of course, and then studied a lot of, read hundreds of books and studied a lot of others as well. Some of your mentors like Tony Robbins, etc. as well. So yeah,
Okay.
been teaching others for many years also, together with you, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what's coming up is, what if the only thing stopping you from becoming a successful investor and growing your assets is actually the story you keep telling yourself? Isn't that what we do? Just writing our story as we go along.
No, I would agree. I think that's a very major thing. I think there's shortcuts you can do to make sure you become successful in a lot faster way. But yeah, the foundation is definitely the story you tell yourself.
And we can change that story if it's a negative story.
Anytime. I think most people let the mind and thoughts control them instead of the opposite. I don't think most people see your mind as a tool. I think, well, I think this, and this is how it is. But you can absolutely change it.
Yeah. So this is how it is because I'm saying it, so I must be right.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
Something.
So let's have a look at some psychological blocks that may be secretly sabotaging you. And this idea of your little voice. This is something that, well, I heard it from Blair Singer.
Me too.
Oh, yeah?
Little Voice Mastery.
Little Voice
Yeah.
Mastery, right? Great book, by the way. Shout out to Blair. How are you doing, Blair? Traveling around the world, changing people's lives, as you always do. Amazing guy, by the way, Blair Singer. So the little voice controlling your success. So it's like, oh, I must listen to this thing. Why? If it's not serving you, why?
Yeah, exactly. No, I couldn't agree more. And I think I hear it all the time. And it's so funny now when we hear our clients, obviously we train them a lot in this and changing their beliefs and thoughts. A lot of people don't think they're good enough. They don't deserve it, or whatever it might be. And they have this voice telling them. But I think this voice, all it's trying to do is to keep you in your comfort zone. And
Well, that's not what it's trying to do. It's trying to just keep you safe. It doesn't know about a comfort. It's just, well, it's trying to keep you safe.
What
Right?
is your comfort zone?
Not well, that's what it is, but
Yeah.
it's not saying I need to keep you in the comfort zone.
No, but,
Like stopping from jumping off buildings.
yeah.
So staying where you are, but unfortunately the voice isn't there to make you wealthy.
Yeah.
That's not what it was designed for.
Well, I will disagree a little bit there, but maybe not, right? But it depends
What's
on
wrong?
the.
Yes or no? Are you going to disagree or?
I will disagree
Go
a
on.
little bit. No, because I think that's because, as an example, now your default, your being safe, is making millions.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have designed your mind and thoughts to be wealthy.
No, but millions. Yeah, but why aren't I a billionaire?
Fine, but I mean, in 99.9% of the world's view, I mean, you are financially free in many ways, and you don't need more money in that sense. So in 99.9% of people's worlds, you are the pinnacle of success in many ways, right? Financially.
Hey, why did you say that like that? Why did you say financially?
No, but because the rest is relative. But we know if you have 10, 20, 30 million in the bank, then right. So because right, and that's what I mean. But my point is, that's your comfort zone to be making that much money. Would I be right in that or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that sense,
I'd be out of my comfort zone if in one deal I made 10 million.
Exactly.
I'd be out of my comfort zone.
So then maybe we can agree maybe on that. For most people, the comfort zone and the way they think, it is in the comfort zone, like you are as well, but it's not at the right level if they want to be financially free.
Yeah, but then so they have to get out of that comfort zone.
Yes,
So are you saying that I should now stay in my comfort zone?
Well, you can, but if you can if you're happy. It depends on how you define success in life,
Right.
I suppose. But if you want to grow, then no, then you need to push your limits as well.
Yeah.
But the reason I say that that the little voice is controlling your success, it is in the beginning, right? And but as you grow your comfort zone, bigger challenges become smaller, and you get even bigger challenges. Then you expand the way you think. It's the same for me. Like when I was growing up, I thought £10 was a lot of money, but now I don't. Now I'm very comfortable with tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands. But that was not the case a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're going to discuss how to overcome fear so you can gain momentum and keep the momentum going and build confidence, because I think that's has a lot to do with the confidence and the stigma around money.
Yeah.
Why most people don't trust themselves. So I have a question for you, right? There was a study that suggested that 23% of adults in the UK have ever invested in stocks or cryptos, leaving 77% yet to start. That's a lot. That like 77%, 23% is not a lot. Why don't more people do it? So here's my question. How much do you think that people's psychology, their mindset, their self-confidence holds them back?
Oh, I think everything. I think that's the majority of the challenge, really. I think it comes down to, and it boils down to, what you learn from your parents, values, and your friends, and the school, and everything around you. Culture,
religion.
Yes, yeah. Because I don't think it's a surprise that both the sister Williams, as an example, Serena Williams and her sister, they're both best in the world at tennis. Not by a coincidence, because they learned that foundation from their parents, I'm sure. And then they've done the right things, surround themselves with the right people, etc., 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 which is how they climb to that. So I think it's more of an equation.
Okay, but that's interesting because you can have two brothers and sisters. Okay, they're both sisters, but siblings that they're totally different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
even though they had the same upbringing. But did they have the same upbringing? That's the question.
Yeah.
Those people that are so different.
Yeah, exactly. That's we can probably go into many of those examples. But I think to answer your question, I think yes. I think it's all of it. Because if you would know and you're confident that you can make a lot of money, then why not? And the same, you always talk about this, that many people think, oh, I don't want to sell. Selling is a bad thing. But we think that selling, selling is a great. It just
means selling. You mean when markets go down? What do you mean by selling?
No, I mean in this way. I mean just in terms of the way you think, right? So selling a service or something.
Oh, sales. Selling something.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think that's the greatest thing that there is, because I'm offering something that I know that others need.
Well, so first of all, so this whole point of selling, so you don't mind if somebody sells something to you?
No, not at all.
But what if they're pushy?
Though it depends, right? I think there's, if someone just shoves things down my throat, yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna say no quite quickly, and then if I don't need it. But if it's something I need and they really find out if this is what I need and it serves my solves
they're
problem,
convinced that you
it's-
do need it. You just don't think it is. So they know you don't understand. You got to buy it. You got to buy it. And now they're calling you at midnight, or they call you on a Sunday.
Yeah.
No, but that's what most people think sales is. It's pushy. They don't take no for an answer. I told them no. I don't really want it, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So they link this negativity. You obviously don't. With
Yeah.
sales.
Exactly. So I think that's the thing. So if we relate that to trading and investing, if you don't have the knowledge, then yes, you're gonna have, oh, it's dangerous, I'll leave that to the experts. Or, oh, no, I'm not good enough to do this, because you lack the knowledge and the experience and the right people around you to tell you it's possible.
So what do you think of this? Let's say you did give it to the experts, whoever they are. You probably never met them, but they've got a nice brochure, and you give it to them, and they lose you money, or they only make you 1%, 2% in that 1 year. Do you then think, well, hold on a moment, if they're only making that, there is no way that I can do better than them? Or do you think people think, well, hold on a moment, if they're only making 1 or 2%, surely I can do better than that? What do you think most people think?
I think they think that they're the experts, I'm going to leave it to them, and I cannot be as good as they are.
Right. So if they do badly, there's no way that I'm going to be able to.
I think so. And I think the major problem there as well, because I've asked hundreds of people the same questions, right? One, they don't know anyone around them that have a strategy that they use. They maybe know people that's been scammed or lost all their money. Maybe.
Yeah. They're more likely to know people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reference point in my experience. And the second thing is they don't know, the strategies that the fund managers use. They don't know exactly what they invest in most of the time as well.
Yeah.
So, and as you always say, there's nothing wrong with the fund managers, but they're very limited.
Yes.
When you give them money, they have to invest the money, regardless of whether the market is high or low. And when they're taking profits, it's you who gotta tell them most of the cases as well. So, and if people just kind of looked at that and understood, like, hold on a moment, why am I telling them when to take profits? They are the expert. I mean, your story is awesome. Where when you found this out, like, why am I down this much? It's
I was down 70%, and I said, I don't understand why you didn't sell, like at minus, I don't know, 20 or 30 or 50, but not minus 70 for heaven's sakes, And then they said, oh, hold on, Mr. DeMaria. And she went away to look at something. And I thought, here we go. They're going to give me all my money back or admit their mistake. And they said, well, but you never told us to sell. I was like, but I gave you the money. Why would I tell you to sell? You're supposed to be managing my money. And I realized right then and there that I don't need anybody else to lose 70%. I can do that myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I could probably do better.
And I did. Yeah, exactly.
And I did.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you think most people stay stuck because of that inner voice convincing them that they can't succeed and to stay in what you call the comfort zone?
Yeah, I think they don't think there's another way. I think, as you said, people are comfortable and you get stuck in this cycle with watching Netflix, and you're tired after work. You might even eat unhealthy and all of these things. It just adds up and you don't have time to do it. But then you spend 5 hours on your phone. Ask all the people that say, I don't have time. Okay, let's check the time you're spending on your phone. Let's get some stats.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's hours every single day.
And then the other thing is they don't have another point of reference, right? So
Yes.
because everybody drives,
Yeah.
you go, well, of course I'm going to pass my driving test. And even if you fail it, you don't go, oh, no, driving is not for me.
Yeah.
You will take the test again. I mean, you showed me some stats on that.
Yeah.
How, around 2, the second time, even more pass, and round 3, even more, up until 96% or something like that.
So I think it was time number 6. Then there's over 96% that passes there. But it's only like 40-50% in the first time around.
So when we just had our members meeting and we handed out like prize after prize,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing was 45 minutes of prize giving. What were the different things that we gave it out for?
Oh, we
Beating
gave
the
it up
banks.
for beating the banks. That
Getting
was
your money
hundreds of
back.
people getting your money back, £10,000, the best trade of the year, best investor of the year, and also community-related awards. But then your first 10,000, first 25,000 pounds profit, first 50,000, first 100,000, first 250,000, and first 500,000 pounds.
And so what we're trying to do is build up the reference for the people watching going, well, hold on a moment, because I remember, I mean, even the people that got the first 500,000 last year this time, they got the plaque for my first 250,000. So it's like, oh, and you see these people progress. If they can do it, I can do it. Which is what we say. If they can do it, I can do it.
And most people, which is really interesting, that are getting those awards, they said, well, I just said to myself, I'm going to be more like Tracy. like you said, right? They're having a reference point.
Sorry, who's Tracy? Who's Tracy?
Tracy is one of our most successful students now. She's she received a trophy of 500,000 in profit as an example. But in the beginning, when she made hundreds of thousands, a lot of our students saw her because she's on the webinars and the workshops we have. And people see her, and then they go, and she tells a story from time to time, and people go, if she can do it, I can do it too. I just need to do the same things. I say this on all of my webinars. There's two things. I'm collecting stats. So for years, on every single one of my new webinars I host with new people, I ask them, all right, so you think this is too good to be true, right? To make money with this.
Do you think it's too good to be true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I ask, all right, you know why? Because you don't have a reference point here. So let's test this, the thesis I have. How many people do you know around you that have a strategy that is proven, that have a trading plan, they use a trading diary or investing diary, and really have a coach and a mentor that shows them how to do this?
Okay, they're going to say, well, no.
Exactly.
So what's your point? You're trying to show them that no wonder you think it's too good to be true because you don't have that reference point.
Exactly. That's it. That's exactly the reason. Because we all know we have so many reference points, it actually works now.
So remember we had Samuel Leeds on and we did a debate with him. It was great, absolutely fantastic. And what he does is he collates, he has a, Winners on a Wednesday podcast, and he keeps getting them on there, proving that people make money. And he has volumes of books. Like he has 7, 8, 9 probably now. I saw 7, but I think by now probably more. Just page upon page upon page of his students making money to prove that it is possible. Yeah. That's awesome, right?
That is awesome. Yeah. That we should do that as well.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Always learning. Always, Okay, let's look at this. Here's an example of why changing your mindset is essential to growth. And I believe this is, this is Andrew Tate, right? So let's look at this. And if you want to take some notes, you can. This is using your mind as an asset. Let's go.
There's only one thing on the planet you actually have control over. You can't control the weather. You can't control your health. You can get a brain aneurysm or a heart attack. You can't control other people. The only thing you can actually really truly control is what you think. That's the only thing you can change in real time. You could be thinking of red, you could change it to blue. So why are you not controlling your own mind? It's your asset. It's your ally. It's your friend. Why would you make an enemy out of the only thing you have control over?
Wow, there's lots of things to unpack here. He makes it sound really, really simple. He's right, but actually is currently most people's what could be their best asset. Is it really your ally? Is it really your friend?
Well, on top of that, 95% of the thoughts you thought yesterday, you will think today as well. 95.
And so that means that if you're successful, and you said earlier, depending on what your definition of success is, and you hopefully know that, could be money, could be happiness, could be relationships, all of those things. So if it's not working, and you're saying that if you keep repeating the same things, that means your mind obviously needs to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we all need to do it. I always go outside. I mean, I don't need to, but I think that as well. You have a comfort zone. You need to step out of, like you said, if you make 10 million or whatever, right? If you go into a bigger deal, that's outside of your comfort zone. If you talk money, and then there's other areas as well. But I agree, right? So, I couldn't agree more with what it says, obviously. It's easier said than done, though, because then imagine you have the people surrounding you, your community as well, that you hang out with, and every time, I'm going to try this, and they go, no, you can't do that. That's scary. That's dangerous. Oh shit, right? Then you're in that all the time. But if you surround yourself with the right people, then you can get proof that things are working all the time.
Well, and talking of proof, why, when somebody says something like that, oh, no, why are we not more discerning? Why are we not more critical? Why can't we say, yeah, but why not? Tell me why not? And they're probably like, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think, because that's all we're doing. We're telling the thing. But let's gather this day. You can't control the weather. You can't control other people. You can't control the economy in many ways. What you can control is your mind. And if that is the only thing that we can control, surely we should be working on a daily basis to master our mind and to master the inner voice and to really control our mind, no?
Yes, couldn't agree more. But in school, what are we learning? We're learning Pythagoras something.
The Pythagoras theory. Okay, but fine, that's the past. But what can we do right now to control our minds more, to work on our minds more, would you say?
I think get a coach is a natural step. Get a mindset coach somehow, and also start to watch YouTube videos on mindset. If you search for, getting a great mindset, you're gonna get so many videos that are gonna help you to reprogram slowly but surely. Maybe listen to something every day. So that's something that is very powerful. Reading books is great as well. Find role models. Exchange a community with people that you wanna.
Okay, these are all good ideas, but I'm just thinking, because you listen, let's say, to Andrew, and you listen to Samuel, you listen to me, you, etc., and you have all these conflicting potentially ideas. Shouldn't you just get one coach? And just follow that, because they might have a methodology as opposed to do over there and over there, and then it's confusing.
And what you could do, which is really cool, right? So because that costs money, and depending on what stage people are, getting a coach, I agree, would be the number one thing. It would be the best, someone to keep you accountable. But I think something you can do as well. If you tell the coach, ChatGPT as an example, tell them about yourself, who you are, etc. And then you can tell them also, based on what you now know of me, what book about mindset would you recommend that I read?
Well, so now that you know of me and that you know what goals I want to achieve,
yes,
based on that, that's very powerful.
That could be powerful, because then it hopefully gives you the right, or maybe to have a conversation with ChatGPT that is a little bit like a coach today, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah.
You said something just now which is really interesting. You said get a psychology coach, and I was like, whoa, why a psychology coach? Because maybe they're not successful. Maybe they're good at psychology, as opposed to, like, I want to be good at trading and investing, get a trading, or I want to be good at property, and I thought about it, but maybe the first thing to do is to get a psychology coach.
But I do agree with you there that if that person is not successful in the area you want, might not be the right one. But I think the step to change is to be aware. You always say that, right? Awareness, right? So I think for a week, I think this is a challenge. My wife sent me this the other day. So what if you, for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right, put a goal. There's nothing negative that can come out of your mouth, as an example. Nothing negative, right? And if it does, you got to catch yourself, and then you write down 5 positive things with that thing you said something negative about.
And then you start again?
Then you start, and then you pick something else. But then you start controlling your mind. Then you start thinking like, wow, that was something negative. And then, next step is to have someone to keep you accountable, of course, to do it together with maybe. But then you would start controlling. We do this exercise in trading all the time, by the way. So in trading, what I get our students to do, and I get them to write down what they're thinking before they place a trade, during, and after. Because if you feel FOMO, fear of missing out, a fear of missing an opportunity, you feel that you want to trade for revenge, like you lost a trade, you want to get back at the market, then you shouldn't trade naturally, because you're going to make some not good decisions. So if you can catch yourself like, wow, I'm not in a state where I should trade now, and you catch yourself and you don't trade, that's a win. And it gets easier and easier for every time you do it.
Yeah.
But most people, I've spoken to, so my hairdresser is a great example. And if you're watching this, you know what to do.
Sorry, a hairdresser?
My hairdresser.
Oh, your hairdresser.
Yeah, so he has a great strategy. That's not the problem. He knows what to do. The problem is he doesn't do it, and he acts on emotions every single day.
So he has a strategy, but he doesn't follow the strategy.
He puts out what he should do in the morning, and if he would have done that, he would have done really well. During the day, emotions comes along, and he can't wait for the opportunity, so he just jumps in because he feels like it.
What? But that's not a strategy.
I know, but he has a strategy, but his mind goes, no, I'm not going to do that. And,
wow.
Right? And at the end of the day, instead of placing 3 trades, he placed 25 trades and managed to lose a lot of money. It goes downhill from there. So
he might need a psychology coach.
Or a coach, I think, would be useful, Just a trading coach.
But I think understanding yourself is the mechanics and why you are not following. Forget about making money. Forget about property, trading, investing, whatever. Why are you doing what you are doing? It might be a good thing to do. So most people blame external factors, right? It's the economy, it's my job, it's bad timing.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a story that we tell ourselves to stay where we actually are?
Yeah, I think what I always say to people that I coach as well is, there's no right, wrong, good or bad here. Are you where you want to be? No. Okay, where do you want to go? Is the strategy you're currently using taking you there? If the answer is no, you got to do something different. If you don't do anything different, you're going to stay at the same place.
Yeah.
So if you tell yourself, I don't have time, well, then you're going to stay there, aren't you? So I think I think definitely it's an excuse people make.
So hold on. So what would you tell your hairdresser then? So they've got a strategy. You said it's a good strategy. If only they would follow the damn thing, but they don't follow it. What would you say to them?
So what I mean, I spend very little time there. It's 30 minutes once a month, right? So it's, and he asked me all the time for trading stuff, right? But I told him, right? So what I said, he's been losing money for years. So I've told my hairdresser, is this where you want to go? Right? Is the time you're spending useful? No. Okay, great. So are you coachable? Are you open to do something different to finally get some good results? Yes, we will see. So I said, for the next month, we'll see. And next time I go and cut my hair, right, I'll let you know. I said, you're only allowed to place one trade a day. And you will be successful. It's only going to be an A+ trade. You're only going to follow your strategy. You do good analysis in the morning. You place the order. You delete the app from your phone. And you check in the evening on your computer. Because he's at work all day. And then see what happens. Because if you keep repeating the same thing, the outcome will be the same.
So paring it back and just keeping it really simple to start with, and then you can keep adding stuff. By the way, do you really going to let him wait a whole month? Are you not going to ring up and halfway through and go, listen, are you doing it? Go, oh yeah, shit. Are you really going to wait a whole month?
Oh, I might send him a text to check in. Maybe
I want to do it now. I want to talk to the guy now. Is it he or her?
It's he. Him.
We really need to we need to help this person. This is ridiculous.
I know.
But also your attitude can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because if you say I don't have the time, suddenly you really don't have the time. I used to think about I need to work until midnight or whatever, and therefore I did, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So do you think our beliefs become a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Yeah, 100%.
It'll be really interesting to write down your beliefs and go. So T. Harv Eker, they had this exercise where you had to write these things down that you didn't want to do anymore, like working in the evenings. I said, I must have a belief that I need to work in the evenings. I must have that belief because I know other people that don't work in the evenings, right? So that must be my belief only.
Yeah.
But it's the reality.
Yeah.
Your beliefs become your reality.
And I think the moment you become really powerful, which says there as well, is when you take 100% responsibility for everything. Instead of saying, I don't have time, well, you choose to not have time because you're prioritizing other things. We all have 24 hours. It's not like you have less time than I have. So, and I think that's very powerful to do in trading as well. I can blame the strategies. It doesn't matter what I blame. Most things work. But you gotta, if you just take responsibility and go, well, actually, I'm the problem. You know, most of the times that's the case.
That's the first, well, this is the awareness part. Number one, awareness. Second, environment. So number one is I am a challenge and I need to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Because if you say, oh no, it's their fault, it's the strategy's fault, then you're just locking yourself down and you're not going to reach success most likely because you're going to try other things and the solution will be the same. It's other people's fault. It's not mine. Or this is strategy's fault or whatever it might be.
So beliefs. So we talked about it could be your environment growing up. We said, I think you said, parents and culture and religion and media and all this kind of stuff. Here's a post from someone who grew up being told that money is hard and now feels paralyzed every time they think about investing, especially crypto. I'm going to read this out. It says, how do I get rid of limiting beliefs as an entrepreneur? So 29 male. I have felt more and more like I'm struggling with life in general and particularly money. Growing up, my family went through constant financial struggles, I'm guessing, with my dad, always repeating things like making money is hard and people like us never get ahead. Wow, people like us never get ahead. That's an identity.
Yeah.
An identity is the most powerful thing if you get it right to change, but if you get it wrong, it's also the most difficult thing to change. So thinking people like me never get ahead. Wow, you're really going to have to work on that. Something that has ended up wiring those ideas into my subconscious. Years later, I've seen so many people make fortunes from crypto, but whenever I think about investing in crypto, I talk myself out of it as I don't feel like I'm the person. I'm not the person to be rich. That parent has got a lot to answer for, I tell you. Listen, being a parent is, you got to watch what you say and do. Yeah. I see people making huge gains, but instead of feeling motivated, I freeze. I'm scared I'll lose money and end up exactly where my father was. Oh, wow. And so the father who said making money is hard, people like us never get ahead. Yeah, so he wasn't successful. The father wasn't successful, obviously, because of the beliefs. Any advice for my situation, Dennis?
Yeah, great. I mean, I'm not in a similar in that sense. They never told me those beliefs. However, I was told that saving money, you need to save, 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 save,
Not
save.
at least.
What did I end up doing? I saved all the time, and I had a very tough time spending money, as an example. There's no right or wrong in that sense, right? You got to spend as well. You can't just save in that sense. So what I did to get me out of that situation, the way of thinking, because I think everyone does the best they can with the information they have.
Yeah.
Could be good or bad in that sense, right? But what I did was surrounding myself with the right people. So it started with me reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. The second part of it was I met you, right, in 2016, and you became my coach, my mentor, and I studied everything you told me to study, kind of thing. And I even moved here and lived around you and with the team here, and was surrounded by these emotions and this environment, which was great, or this mindset. So my advice would definitely be you gotta get people around you that have the beliefs and the identity that you want to get, and also or get a coach that has the identity that you want to have. That's the fastest way, I believe, and that's what's really helped me at least to change my mindset. And then, I mean, the right people. My brother Philip, he would be more on the spending side, I would say, of the equation.
Having met him, I would say that is the case.
And I'm more on the saving side, right? But he's challenging me as well. He's challenging my belief, like, okay, so you want to be the richest man in the graveyard, do you? And because he loves spending, once he rented and he drove a Porsche, and he rented a Ferrari now when he was on a holiday and stuff, just to get the feeling, because he loves those things. And I agree, like, what is life if you don't spend as well? So there got to be a balance. I think the solution, of course, is
The pot system.
jar system. Yeah, the pot system.
Yeah.
That's the one. But in your situation, I would definitely get a coach, getting the right people around you, because that's the
Why
fastest
don't
way to
people get a
change.
coach? Why?
Yeah, well, I think a few reasons. One thing is that, it's a great question, actually. I think we're not trained to get a coach. When we kind of see getting a therapist as something, then you're in a bad state. Like, that's bad. You're kind of a hush-hush, in Sweden at least.
What's hush-hush?
Hush-hush, shouldn't tell anyone. You should be quiet about it. Hush-hush.
Okay. Hush-hush is good. I prefer it, actually.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so about getting a therapist, right? Oh, I'm going to a therapist. Oh, you must
therapist.
be sick.
Yeah, but a
right?
therapist is okay. Yeah, okay,
But I
fair.
think that's what people really. I did when I was growing up.
Coach is like a therapist.
Exactly.
There's
But
something
then
wrong
you
with
get
you.
but then you get a football coach. Then you get all the other coaches. But I don't think we're trained to it. I think this should be more normal than ever.
I tell you, we always say the first step to change is awareness. And I think the number one thing for this person is to be aware that those thoughts and those beliefs that he wrote about aren't actually his. They're his father's.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the very first thing, which I think he's kind of written, but I wonder whether it's conscious. It's like, do you realize these aren't your thoughts? He goes, but they are mine now. No, they weren't yours, right? And then it's taking action. And I think, getting a coach, changing those things, etc. And it's not going to be overnight unless you use some processes like, neuro-linguistic programming or hypnosis or things like that, which again sounds like, whoa, hypnosis, you're going to make me jump off a building or something. It's got to be somebody, like they can help you, do all kinds of things, including giving up smoking, working on your mindset to become wealthy, etc. and so forth. And a belief that if they can do it, that's why we keep repeating. That's why it's our motto. If they can do it, I can do it. I'm going to say this at the end of this episode. I'm going to say, if he can do it, you can do it. Because you're at, what, 1.5 million now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you start off with 5,000?
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah.
Right. Potato.
Well, there's a big difference percentage-wise.
Tomato. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't think anyone says potato. Okay.
Potato.
Yeah, exactly.
But this really got to me as well when I was in school and university. And I asked because we were learning marketing strategies that they created in the 1950s or something. I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm not going to use this now. And then I asked have you worked with marketing? And I said, no, I have a PhD and I studied. I'm like, great. And that's the theme for most of our teachers.
Teachers, yeah.
They hadn't done the things they were teaching. They had read about it.
There's theory.
Theory, exactly. So I'm like, well, hold on a moment. Why shouldn't I learn from people that's done what I want to do?
Oh, no, did you really think that at school?
Yeah.
You thought at school?
In university. I did. I asked my teachers even. So that's why then well, okay, fine, I'll pass these things. But then I worked in sales and I started the trading course and all these other things instead with you guys. It's because I thought this is useless in a way. But then my mom programmed me, you gotta have a degree, these things. You know?
I am thinking about not look. Obviously, if they want to go,
Yeah.
they can. But I'm not going to push it.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I'd say that, but I'm not, I got 2 degrees. So, but I did the opposite. You know, it's crazy. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is there such a stigma around money and being rich? Why is being rich considered greedy? Why?
That's a great question. I don't know where it came from talking about money, but I think there's a lot of jealousy around money. I don't know why it would be.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of money, you talk to someone that doesn't have a lot of money, then
But even within the family, let's say
Jealousy.
at the dinner table, do people really talk about money?
I deal with parts of my family, with other parts I don't. You know, we never.
Or you mean you've tried and you've decided not to continue, right?
Yeah, you know, yeah. We never talk about money. We didn't when I was growing up. Never ever talked about money.
It's such a taboo subject,
I
right?
don't know why. Why do you think that is?
Do you think? Hey, I'm asking the questions here.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think it's got something to do with maybe one of the wars or something.
Yeah.
Is that possible? So during the war, nobody had any money, so you just don't talk about that kind of thing. Because if you did and somebody didn't, you didn't want them to feel bad, maybe.
Yeah, because rich people talk about money all the time.
But so do poor people. Like, I don't have any. Like, I need some, right? So I don't think it's rich people talk
Yeah.
about it. They might do, but the distinction I'm making is that I think poor
Yeah.
people do as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
And they talk about it another way. It's like, it's the government's fault. I don't have anything,
Big
or
time.
they
Tax
need
rich.
to pay me more, and all of those things. They talk about money, but yeah.
Yeah. But the problem is if you don't talk about it, especially with somebody who may be, not better, well, better at this subject, not a better person, but better at this subject. Otherwise, you'll get stuck in your zone again, this comfort zone, and you won't get out of it. They shouldn't call it a comfort zone. They should call it something else, Dennis, because how can it be comfortable not to have enough money?
It's the dark zone of despair, Marcus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dark zone of despair.
Yeah, no, but I agree with you. It's very uncomfortable to be down there, but that's also when it's the hardest to get out.
Yes. That's what you need the most motivation, the most help, the most push, the most drive, the less sleep, the most, to start off with.
And that's when you usually don't have the right people around you. You don't have any money. You don't know where to start, and all of those things.
Ay. But guess what? If you don't trust yourself, it has to somehow come with you, from you, right? So if you don't trust yourself, how can you reach out to somebody, please help me? If you don't have the money, how can you pay for a coach?
Yeah.
It's a little bit...
Yeah.
Okay.
And I usually say two things. There's a downward spiral. I agree, right? But there's always, when I started, I'm not sure if you remember this, but I worked 4 months for free, right? Because I created a thing in Sweden. I recorded a course in a basement with a microphone, no picture, because you couldn't see me anyways. I didn't have a camera. But and then I remember when I did my first webinar, my first launch, when I sold this in Sweden, the Crypto Club, and you were there with me as well. But I worked for free because I kind of knew there's definitely something here.
So let's go into that then. So do you believe then that you should be, well, I don't want to put words into your mouth. So go on, why did you do that?
Because I remember as well in Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, that you should work for the experience.
Not the money.
Not the money, because I knew and I had a belief that it would come, right? If I just surround myself with the right people, it will come. So
that's interesting.
That's what it is.
So what I'm getting from there is, because I just asked, well, if I don't have money, can't get a coach. But you can buy a book. Because Rich Dad Poor Dad changed my mindset big time.
Today you can use ChatGPT. You literally have all the knowledge in the world in ChatGPT.
So you're saying there's no excuse?
No, I don't think so. I know it's tough. I know it is. But it's
it's not easy.
It's not right. It's not easy, but everyone can do it. 20 minutes a day. Just start building momentum. And then, when you meet the right people, which you will, then things will start to change. I believe that, I tell everyone this, if you want to become a millionaire, you just got to think like a millionaire first.
But how does a millionaire think?
Exactly. I think we can all guess what they would do. Would they give up? No. Would they keep going? Yes. Would they ask people that have done this before? Yes. Right? Would they gamble? No. So just by asking simple questions, you will figure it out.
That sounds very logical, but actually, no, it does. But I don't think people would say that. Well, how would they? There was like, no, tell me. And I think ChatGPT is a great place to start.
How would a millionaire think? How would they do this?
There we go.
And you can even write, okay, listen, I'm at this position in life. How can I start this out? What actions do I need to take? What books do I need to read?
But I think that then there's another question, which is, okay, you've given me this whole list. Now I'm in overwhelm. So now to say, okay, what's the very first thing that I should do? Like, what's the first step? Let's get momentum going, man.
Yeah. I think, I mean, Dan Martell said it, right? Find an area which is the future. AI would be one of those areas, yes? So then you see, all right, so what are the most high-paying jobs in AI? What skills do I need to learn? I can guarantee you, if someone right here now would spend 6 weeks, a couple of hours a day, studying how to, everything from do content creation with AI or to do marketing, which you can do with YouTube, books, and ChatGPT, right? You'd be surprised if you ask ChatGPT, can you create a 6-week schedule for me with videos for me to watch and create a course for me based on YouTube or whatever? I can guarantee you that you will be able to apply for jobs all of a sudden and generate extreme value for, in the world. And for
because
companies.
everybody's at a certain level with AI. We're still at the beginning.
Yeah.
Now's your chance to do it. So I think just almost anybody could
I think so.
propel themselves to be an expert in this, because we're all at the start, right?
Yeah,
So we got to get rid of our little voice, or actually you can't get rid of your little voice.
you can manage it.
You can manage it. You can say, thank you for sharing. T. Harv Eker told us this. Thank you for sharing. And then do what is the right thing to do according to you. Just do the best you can.
Yeah.
Get a coach and or a mentor. Okay. You got to build your confidence.
Yeah, build your confidence.
Another
Exactly.
one thing.
A lot of people think, listen, I'm going to start when I have confidence. It's the other way around. Like, you do it and you get confidence, you know?
Step by step. Can be small steps.
And then I think as well, why don't you start to go to places? Could be online communities or physical communities that are the right people that you want to hang out with. Business networking events or whatever it might be.
Okay, but then somebody might go, yeah, but who am I to start hanging around with these amazing people? But actually, the right person will answer your questions, will coach you, will mentor you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
What about celebrating wins?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really bad at that, Marcus. I must say.
Really?
Yeah. Well, thanks to my wife, I'm better. But no,
What did she do? What do you mean?
No, but she's like, Dennis, listen, we're gonna celebrate. Let's go to a restaurant, or let's go to the Maldives, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. But it's
let's celebrate more.
yeah, exactly. No, but she's really good in that way. Because I'm like, okay, I reached this goal. What's next? I'm a lot like that.
That's very male energy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But Philip is good at that. He said, Dennis, listen, when we reach this goal, I'm gonna buy my Ferrari. I'm like, great. He's like, what are you gonna do? Well, I don't really care about cars. What am I gonna? I'm gonna buy a nice house, right? I've really set that as a goal. And I have these dreams. I want to buy a house for my mom and dad where they can retire in the Mediterranean and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, celebrate wins. I think I need to celebrate a lot more.
What about your mentors? What are you gonna, once you reach your goals?
Oh, you'll see. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. Don't you worry.
All right, brilliant. Listen, how has improving your growth mindset benefited your life?
Wow, I mean, it's been everything. I think it's been so amazing, and I feel so blessed, with everything that I've achieved and the people I have around you. Very blessed having a friend like you and many others around me, right? So I think it changed everything, because I changed everything. And life is here to enjoy, and I think for me at least, the more I can grow, the more amazing it will be, and celebrate along the way.
It compounds as well.
Yeah, it compounds as well. I think it's awesome. I really enjoy my life. I do.
Well, that is awesome. Okay, if you want to learn, if he can do it, you can do it. If you want to learn to invest in the market, but also in yourself, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. Then we got 2 of my books for you here for free. So just grab them. You can grab them below in the link. So go ahead and do that. And if you, looking here today, listening, watching this, want to learn to invest in the market, but also in yourself, guess what? You can access 2 of my books that I've written on this subject. 25 years of trading and investing experience. You can grab them below for free, by the way, which is amazing. 1 in stocks, 1 in cryptos. Okay. Go ahead and do that. Final thoughts for viewers who want to break past their beliefs that are limiting them, right? Limiting beliefs. Start tracking your wins.
Yeah, every day is what did I win today? Where did I win today? Yeah, start writing them down.
Start small. Start that way. Go, oh, actually, I am a bit of a winner. And that's how you build your confidence. Step into some kind of a discomfort. You don't have to go jump out of an airplane with a parachute immediately, right? That's
Without
what people think.
a parachute.
Did I say without?
No, because
Yeah, no. Without would really be out of everybody's comfort zone, I would assume. But you don't have to go there immediately. Just little things like maybe just turning up to a meeting. You don't have to talk to anybody. Turning up to a meeting. Next time, turning up to a meeting and then maybe talking to somebody. Step by step, I promise you, it all compounds. Don't be in such a rush. It compounds up big time. Surround yourself with people who think bigger than you. That is so important because they lift you up.
Absolutely.
Right. What else would you say?
Yeah, and also get proper guidance from people with real results as well. So get a coach, maybe a mentor. See what you can find. There's hundreds of them out there, and usually people don't dare to ask, but just ask. You can probably provide value to them. Hey, can I buy you lunch? I would like to talk to you, and then support. See how you can get their time back. You give them time back, so you can. There's a lot more help than you think out there.
There really is. But the most important thing, Dennis, is to never quit.
Yeah.
Because if he can do it, you can do it.